Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of Red Dirt and Stardust, a science fiction, Western, and pirate campaign. So, where last we left off, the group continued through the Singing Sands, where they faced the terrible threat of a moat of discordance, pulling the sand into a giant black hole. Luckily, after fighting off some of the horrible things that come out of said thing, with the assistance of some harpies and a sphinx, they managed to escape fully. They then encountered the Feather Sisters and their emporium, a haven of respite in a very large pit of sand that they were able to buy some interesting new items for, as well as spells. They then reboarded the ship and embarked, and we are currently sailing towards the edge of the Singing Sands. You still have about maybe half a day's travel before you make it to the actual edge, and another half a day's travel before you make it to Masque, but you still have some time to yourselves. So, what all would you like to do?
I would like to look for Jedidiah to
Oh
talk
wow.
with him about certain things.
Jedidiah is in a dark corner of the ship somewhere. And I
Uh,
am trying to
like,
convince Mazarandael about our quests.
like the secret
Oh,
emo
I'm
you are.
spooky and I have like little flames dancing around and I'm like all devilly and I'm down there.
Creepy as hell.
Like, what was that character from Hunter x Hunter? The lady who was like obsessed with
Oh,
going.
I never did that
I
one.
never watched that.
You uncultured
Sorry,
Hunter x
I
Hunter
think
is good.
I heard it was good, but
That's a good one.
Okay.
Nerd.
says the Kingdom Hearts boy.
oh,
One of the handful of anime that I have barely watched any of, so I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Anywho, so he's just doing his own thing, and I guess I just knock on like a cask. Yeah, cask. That's the right word.
I'd like to think that I was practicing my ritual spells that I picked up, so I would have cast alarm like right a little bit like a few feet away from me, so I don't know if anyone was walking up. So like I want to like right as you're about to knock, like Velantrios, there you are.
And there you are doing your thing.
You just see me communing with a massive shadowy version of a scary angel with horns. Like,
Honestly, Blanchard's has seen worse.
right. Well, did you need something?
Um, so I wanted to continue going over, our plan for when we eventually get to Mask.
Am I sensing some hesitation there?
Oh, the thing is, like, so the whole reason I wanted the potion of enchantment or whatever it's called was because I was hoping to use it on the whatever her name is that has the mace so that she would give it to me willingly, quote unquote. And
Ah,
but it seems like you're more on the stabby side.
well, I was operating under sort of the assumption that whoever she is somehow favored by Asmodeus, which means she probably isn't much of a slouch.
Right. So with this potion, I was just hoping to sort of, you know,
Ask her really
get
nice.
in a way, yes.
Right. Okay. Well, that does change some things. I would wager that would be next to impossible. But since you seem so uh, heart set on this course of action, we could make an addendum. But I'll give it the old college try. How about
How
that?
about how about this? I'll try my way first, and if things don't go according to plan, we have plan, killer.
All right, Velantrios. We can do the nice way, and I'll be hiding somewhere nearby for Plan Killer.
Okay, that's great. He does like the thumbs up thing, and he's like, so I'll just, let you get back to your, emo phase.
The shadow spawn just like turns his head and like leans really close towards Velantrios, like, oh, he likes you.
Velantrios has like a sweat spot, and he just casually walks to the side. Is this thing safe?
Well, I guess that sort of depends.
On?
Exactly.
Okay. Velantrios looks at the shadow thing. Does anything happen?
Unless I tell it to.
Okay. I think Velantrios is just going to casually walk behind you, getting you between him and it.
I didn't realize we were this close, Velantrios. So you're practically hugging me.
Please. You weren't my type as the church boy, and you're only slightly my type this way.
Wow. It's such a way with words. I have no doubt she'll play right into your hands.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he's just going he's just going to casually walk away while slapping you in the back of the head.
You do that, and the shadow sponge like lunges towards you real quick.
And Blanchard just pushes up against the wall before like very, very quickly scuttling away.
Scuttle.
You scuttle, and Jedidiah's yellow eyes just stay very bright in the darkness as you get further and farther away.
And in the distance, you hear Velantrios yell out, "Fucking emo face!"
Get out of my room, Mom! World of Warcraft!
You don't get it. It's not a phase.
Jedidiah would love World of Warcraft.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Chauncey's just in he's definitely taken over the desks in the sleeping room, and they're just cluttered with there's books, there's papers, there's trinkets. There's an eye that's mechanical that occasionally swivels around that he can't get to work right. And he's just gonna he's gonna try crafting something or working on something.
What is it that you're trying to craft?
He's gonna use probably his jeweler's kit to start working on a little hidden side project. So that'll be if it's tool expertise. A 16 on this check.
I will say it is a good start on whatever project it is. You may need to send me details about that privately, just so that I can keep track of things and know what is going on. But you do make some headway in putting things together, and you may not have all of your tools that you specifically need. You may need some incredibly specified tools for this, but you make a very good start on your secret project.
Chauncey's probably Lyla's probably in the same room, doing her messing with the new instruments, hopefully, she pokes in every once in a while, the playing the same bit over and over again ain't bothering you, is it?
He's got a miniature blowtorch in his hand as he turns his head around with goggles in, and he's like, honestly, Lyla, I could barely hear you over this. Flick it off.
Mini blowtorch.
What?
What?
You're just starting to pluck out. Mary has a little lamb. Mary has a.
Wait.
Oh no! God, do you have a recorder or something?
Oh my God!
Oh, you have a blowtorch. Okay.
What? You could probably have a blowtorch.
Who doesn't have a blowtorch?
Production
Also, the
value.
Artificer
On
with
their
the
household
multi-purpose
item
tool. I'm pretty sure you can turn
blowtorch.
it into a mini blowtorch.
Yeah, I use it for everything. Lighting candles, creme brulee.
God, that is so extra.
Yeah, that's
Who
definitely
says
all I use it for.
we don't have production values on this podcast?
Pyrotechnics, let's go.
There you go. Special effect.
we still use a basic Zoom subscription, but we have pyrotechnics.
Yeah, buddy.
All
Oh,
right, is there
Am I
anything?
bothering you, Lyla? I'm sorry.
Oh no, not at all, honey. You're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't interrupting your progress. Looks like you're real intent on whatever you's working on over there.
Yeah, he's gonna just like shove it into his bag real quick. He's like, honestly, it's nothing. I'm gonna start. He'll pull out I mean, it's Chauncey. He switches through projects somewhat frequently because you gotta keep your mind sharp and your fingers moving. And he's just pulling out the pillow from the bag and putting it up there. He's like, the same fucking laces on it that he started 2 days ago. And he's like, I really should probably get some progress, and just clicking as his fingers start bouncing between the different bobbins around the gold thread. And it's a lot quieter than miniature blowtorch sparks of hot metal flying all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see Chauncey switch. You've probably seen it maybe in the days when you were on the wagon. You'd look back and he's crocheting, and you'd look back and he's working on some metal thing, and you don't remember hearing him switch projects, but somehow he did.
You need to be more
always
concerned
had
when he's
something in
not
his
making
hand.
something.
Right.
Does this look like, he's gonna turn around, does this look a little bit like, I don't know, some flowers in a field maybe? That's what the pattern's based off of.
Oh yeah, no, I can see what you got. Maybe a little more yellow over there.
It's gold, Lyla. How do I get more yellow than gold?
Oh, well, it could be the light. It's pretty dreadful in here.
I mean, we didn't exactly pay for the great accommodations with good lighting.
Four portholes and a few swinging lanterns.
Shame I didn't have a sea captain on my registry.
How's it going with your new instruments?
Oh, fabulous. I think these will do quite nicely. Just tuning them up, seeing what I can do. I always play the same song, so thought about maybe writing something new, but we'll see what happens.
I'd be interested in hearing what you write. I've never heard an original Lyla before.
Oh, well, that's so sweet of you. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Maybe I'll test it out on you before it's ready, huh?
I don't have my sister's ear for music, but I grew up with her and we spent some time together before. Oh, we're going to Masque, right?
Believe so.
Well, we may run into my other sister if I've got any luck to me, but maybe
My
we
word. How many siblings you got?
Well, I've got 2 sisters and a brother.
Oh, whew, that's a lot of them then. All right. I was worried we were going to see one on every plate we ended up on.
I mean, it's just 3 siblings. Do you have any?
No, afraid it's just myself. Well,
What about your parents?
Long gone, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Gone in a twister when I was a babe.
They got Wizard of Oz.
I'm sorry, that's really good.
Where's the ruby slippers?
So on brand.
I'm sorry for your loss,
Fucking
Lyla.
died. Oh my
I feel like Chauncey is the only person here who isn't wise enough to insight check that.
Oh, he's taking it at face value.
I feel like most people just take everything Lyla says at face
Not that
value.
any of us could ever beat Lyla at deception. But
You can try.
Well, her whole existence is based on deception.
Deception.
Can you get a 17? Because that's the lowest I can get.
Chauncey could theoretically get a 17 if he enhanced ability and used guidance and Rolled a nat 20.
And knew that he was looking for a lie.
Yeah. So that's why we're not bothering to try. Chauncey's just gonna be like, I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't. I know I'm lucky. I still have my whole family, but it's, well, not the whole family, I suppose. My mother, I never met my grandparents, or, well, then again, she had me when she was like about 90, 95.
Yeah. How? Well, wait a minute. Were your mama's parents, like her?
Oh, no. They were human.
Oh. Well, it's no small wonder you ain't never met them then.
They died in a plague
Oh.
with her whole village.
Oh.
That's why she's a doctor.
Oh, well, tragic origin story, but lovely motivations, I suppose.
He's just gonna like lean on a desk and he's gonna like, do you know why she turned it? And she turned herself into a vampire so my dad wouldn't be lonely.
Oh, well, now I'm upset I didn't get to spend more time chatting with her. She sounds like a lovely lady.
She's the best woman I know. No offense.
Must be where you get it from, sweetheart.
I'm not a woman.
No, I meant the quality of your care. I'm just gonna. Can you help me tune this bit right here? I just can't quite get this nut.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure.
This nut.
Can Chauncey make a check to
get that nut?
To get that nut?
Sure. Constitution check. No, I'm kidding.
I
think
think
just
this
took,
is not
like,
the
10
first time
psychic
Chauncey's gotten a nut.
No comment.
It's been a while. I would say probably like just an intelligence check. You can probably use your all-purpose tool to switch it into like something to help you tune it. So I'll just let you do like an intelligence with a proficiency.
Okay. I got a 13.
I'm gonna say that that's probably good enough.
Like I'm trying to. Yeah, sure.
Whatever. I will say, while you are touching these instruments, you get a sense that they, once again, having that sort of attention to the magical flows of magical items, you get a sense that they do not really like to be messed with by someone that is like you. And if you were to upset them in some way, there would be massive psychic backlash against you, at least at the moment. But you get a sense from items that are very specific, like wanting a human to attune to them, or a sorcerer to attune to them, might have similar sort of flows of magic. Once again, not sentient, kind of a synesthesia feeling of the flow of magic items, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here, I fixed your nut. Don't let anybody else try using this. I don't think it would end well for them.
I would never. It's my baby. Her name's Cynthia.
Maybe you can fix that nut.
Well, I do appreciate your help. No, you're the only one I would trust with, fussing with something like this. And I don't let anybody, touch any of my anything, really. Well, I mean, you know what I meant.
Chauncey's just like, had like a dumbfounded like head tilt, like what? I was like, your whole profession.
Your whole profession.
That's literally the first thing that went through my head. I was like, that's your job?
Your literal job.
Miss Lyla, have you seen anybody? It feels like this last half day, it's just been me and you in the room. Where's everybody else?
The entire time I've been on this ship, I ain't seen Jeb but once, and it was just his glowing eyes down in the hole of the ship. I turned right back around, came right back up them stairs. I didn't.
Jeb, lurking in a dark corner.
Antonious is probably throwing up over the port bow.
How about, have you seen Shawthorn?
Actually, no.
Literally
think
just
of it.
always up on the deck with faux pas.
He told us his parents died out here in the astral sea, and I feel like we didn't react well to that for him. We could
Yeah,
have been a little more supportive, you know?
I feel like he did just kind of move on rather quickly, though, just sort of change the subject.
When has that ever stopped you from pressing?
Very
Well, you know, I know when to play my cards.
Oh, be careful. You know to be
Careful with
careful
those
with those,
cards.
right?
Yeah, I'll make sure I don't go flinging any more bead toys out all willy-nilly.
It makes you wonder if we could make them, or another set of them, do different things.
I've had beads do a lot of different things, but
It's a good thing we're not monetized, or else this episode would get us demonetized. Ah.
oh, you meant like the cards, another deck of cards do different things.
Oh, what did you think I meant?
Mm. What do you think about this little tune right here? Hang on, I'm just going back to
All right. So the
Yeah, we're
half
good.
day
They're just messing
passes.
around.
Yeah, so the half day passes quietly, well, as quietly as constantly having a choir sing at you from the veil beyond can be. Before once again, Toshiko and Captain Leonidas, head around the ship and kind of inform everyone that it might be a good idea to hold on to something. And once again, there is a rip in reality before you all sail through this void into the vortex once again. The silence is surprisingly deafening. Being back out here with no music, no bells, no nothing. Some of you may find yourself with tinnitus, constantly trying to wring your ears out. Sometimes things get too quiet and you start humming a tune to yourself. Some of you speak too loud. Some of the crew definitely speaks way too loud, still in the speaking over the song sort of mode. But eventually, after maybe an hour and a half, the symptoms begin to subside as your ears readjust.
Thank God you all don't have to suffer Lila's horrible off-key singing as she tries to like re-find her pitch.
Same fucking room. I am hearing this.
Oh,
Chauncey gets his project out so he can use the blowtorch again.
Yeah, back to the blowtorch.
Oh God, Lila's singing
I
better.
think I've got it now.
It's every time Lyla opens her mouth.
Ugh. As the ship is sailing in the quiet, and you begin to see the familiar sights, the constellations living in the stars floating around, the rocks and coral, the various other things that exist within the vortex. A small seagull that looks oddly clean, oddly white, lands on the railing of the ship. And it kind of looks around and gives a few caws and kind of sits there for a moment and just waits.
I really should learn to talk to animals.
I can't believe you don't have speak with animals.
I
That'd be
actually
really
can't
useful
either.
right now.
Well, we were in a desert. Everything was mechanical. What point was there?
It's a good point.
Anyway,
I'm supposing Lila's. Are we all up on deck now, or
I
is
was gonna say,
he,
like, I'm
still back
always
in
on
the?
deck, so I definitely see this.
mhm.
I guess I'm not gonna approach a seagull. I don't know. I'll just look at it weird from across the deck.
Yeah, it definitely looks back and makes eye contact and just kind of keeps it there. It's almost like the seagull is observing the ship
Can
and
I
what
make
it's
a nature
doing.
check?
Yes, you may.
What if I did like detect thoughts?
Can I be up there? Can I try to telepathically speak with the seagull?
Yeah, like what if I just
Let me check.
I got a 23.
Oh my
And
god.
Yeah, the
we need
seagull
to
is
share a
not
language
acting
for it to work.
naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seagull is not acting naturally. It is acting very bizarrely. Let me read something, see if there is. Okay. So, Shaw, you're casting Detect Thoughts,
Yeah.
and Jed, you're trying to communicate telepathically with it.
Yes.
Shaw, do you understand Celestial?
Okay. Nope.
I understand Celestial.
One.
So Shaw does not. Okay, you don't understand Celestial. So you tap into the seagull, and its thoughts are in a language you do not understand. You might have heard Jed speak in this language before, but you do not understand what it means.
But like obviously more complex than a seagull.
Obviously more complex than a seagull.
It's not a cough.
I link
No.
minds with it. I start with just common. I'm like, hey, what's up? I just like start going through all the languages I know until I hit Celestial. I'm like, what do you want?
Konnichiwa.
It comes
Hola.
back at you in Celestial as it says, "Oh, was I being that obvious?"
Yeah, seagulls don't do that. What are you? Who are you?
Well, I guess it's probably time I introduce myself. And the seagull hops onto the deck, and as it does, it turns into a glowing column of light that, as the light fades, you actually recognize. This is the angel from the Feather Sisters
Nope.
Emporium.
Mage armor.
As he kind of puts his mace, his golden mace down, and kind of puts an arm up on it. And the air fills with the chiming of church bells as other columns of light appear, hundreds of feet off the side.
Whoa.
Ships appear, probably about 50 to 60 ships. Their
I'm gonna
sails
run out when
made
I hear
of
the church
celestial
bells.
sunlight. Yes, you run out. You
Yeah.
see the angel standing on the deck.
Yep.
You
Mm.
see these
Chauncey's
ships
just got his
appearing.
fire maul out at this point. And he's just like,
I've only met one angel and it didn't go well, so
Yeah.
Bunch of angels, bunch of ships.
Yes. Well, only one angel at the moment, but a ton of ships, about 30 to 40 ships.
Jesus.
They're not quite blockading you, but they are kind of on either side, hundreds of feet off, but on either side, very clearly poised in case something happens.
Is this meant to be a display of force or something? What did we do?
Nothing at the moment. And he speaks in common.
Well,
help you
I
then?
wasn't really.
We are the naval forces of Masque, and we have been sailing this ocean to ensure the safety of the city. You are sailing into our sea space, and I would like to know what your intent is.
Traveling?
I'm a mind
Visiting
link
the city
with,
of
I guess,
Masque?
Chauncey. Just because Chauncey has, I'm like, you have the best understanding of what Corkin's up to. How honest should we be?
sorry, can you repeat that? Because as a
you have
player,
the
I completely
best
spaced for a
understanding
second.
of what Corgan is up to. How honest should we be?
I mean, I maybe fair, honest, I suppose. We are literally
We
trying to
are
stop a potential
hunting some
catastrophe.
very dangerous people.
Oh,
And he
well,
kind of nods.
here goes
Well,
that debate.
can I also speak with your captain?
Hey, Leo, that's you.
And of course, Leonidas kind of comes out. Well, what do you need? Please state your intent. We're stopping in Masque to restock before heading to the Shadowfell system. Wonderful. Well, we do need a cursory check of the ship, of course.
Mm.
Can Velantrios quickly shuffle to Jedidiah uh, and ask him, did you clear up everything that you were doing down there?
Um,
I'll speak in your head. Why would what I was doing down there matter to anything?
Considering these are angels and you were talking to a freaking shadow thing?
I mean, this man looks like he's probably smart enough to understand that I am not celestial like him. And we are going to Masque, which is not exactly the most wholesome of places.
That is fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure he deals with all sorts of shadowy characters.
vibes wise, are we getting like a vibe that this is like a normal thing that they probably do to most ships?
I would say yes.
Okay.
It is just a simple cursory check. And of course, I may ask a few questions following any resulting finds. And he steps to the side, and surprisingly, you see a small, probably only about 2 foot high, bipedal mouse. And he
Okay.
looks down to it. He goes, check the ship. And then Mouse kind of nods and speeds off so fast he nearly vanishes down into the cargo hold of the ship. Well, if there's any other pertinent information that we need to know before allowing you to dock in Masque, now would be the time to say. I would also like to say, I know when I am being lied to. So far, you have not told a lie. However, it is my divine gift, gifted to me from O on high.
Just a reminder, rings of mind shielding make it so people can't magically detect if I'm lying.
That is good to know.
I'm sorry, what'd you say your name was again?
My name is Captain Zinthiel, captain of the naval forces of Masque.
I have a question.
Speak.
Why do all angelic names end in IEL?
Okay.
It is a suffix that proves our servitude to O. It means servant of O.
Okay, then why not end it in O?
Well, that is not the title. We should not usurp the name of our ruler. We show servitude and supplication.
Lovely,
Show a
all
little
that. Is
respect to
your
their
little
culture.
mouse friend about done, or is this gonna take long?
And you do
It's
see
getting dry out here.
the mouse zip back up, holding a single oyster that he hands up to Captain Zinthiel, who picks it up and opens it and pulls out a small emerald. Well, seems you are a smuggling organization as well. Is this correct? The whole crew goes silent.
Yep. Where did that come from?
Wait,
you,
is that
you
mine,
feel
or is
Captain
that-
Zinthiel glare at you as you say this.
Is that mine, or is that
This is the ship. I'm just gonna link minds with Leo and be like, "Hey man, this is your bag. What do you want to do here?"
Is
And
that mine
of
or
course,
Yofi?
well, it's clear we can't lie, but I'm not quite sure what to do. This wasn't. We aren't exactly used to being checked this thoroughly.
Right.
It took them like 2 minutes.
Literally, like, who the heck is this mouse?
It was not
Yeah,
a long
he's
check,
great.
Leo.
Not used to being checked this thoroughly. Shit. Like,
What's this captain's
Really?
name again?
I thought you would be used to being
Leonidas.
checked this
Zinthiel.
thoroughly.
That
Oh.
starts with an X, not a Z, just so that you know.
Of course it
Oh,
does.
thank you. Of course.
Because we're cool like that.
Captain Zinthiel, What warranted this check in the first place?
All ships entering Masque are checked for various contraband, such as weapons, particularly infernal weapons.
Contraband or no, my darling, we are getting in that city. Are you going to let us pass or no? What you do with the captain and the rest of this ship, I really could give a shit.
Miss
Gee,
Lyla.
wow, Yofi.
We need this ship to continue on our journey.
This is not our final destination.
Oh, do you see how many ships are out in the harbor? We can find another fucking ship.
But these people helped us out.
These people are dirty morons.
Miss Lyla, have some compassion.
Right, because you're such
Hey.
a freaking genius.
Captain Zinthiel is just sitting there, oyster shell in one hand, emerald in the other, staring at you, huddling, whispering.
Look at his
As Leonidas is just...
Look at it. They don't even go the
I
same
linked mine to
direction.
Delilah. I'm like, how does Leonidas not have a fucking better plan for this? Like,
All right,
That's sort of
Zen-
my point.
Captain Zenthiel, okay, you said you're looking for weapons. There's no weapons. You found no weapons. There's no weapons, obviously.
just a few
Just an emerald
emeralds.
or two, or a lot.
And
You
he
said
looks
something
at the
about a
mouse.
fine, maybe?
He looks at the mouse, and the mouse, he leans down, and the mouse whispers something. Well, it seems that we found about 5 crates of these, with a thin layer of actual oysters on top. However, and he puts the oyster back, the emerald back in the oyster, shuts it, hands it back to the mouse. Put that back where it belongs. And the mouse down in the hold. Well, we will not charge you. We will not be forcing you to pay any taxes on goods or sales as part of importing into Masque. However, we will be noting that you are a smuggling organization that has no business in Masque other than simply restocking and visiting. If we catch you or any of your crew attempting to sell any of the emeralds that we found in your hold for any reason during your stay at Masque, you will be fined 10,000 gold pieces, and your captain will be placed in a Mascian prison for 1 month.
Sounds
That
fair to me.
doesn't seem
Yeah.
so bad.
Other
Seems
than
like
that,
a good deal.
Win-win.
Fabulous.
and you
Stay
watch as
alone,
he
boy.
sort of, with a jingling and a sort of strum of a harp, forms papers in his hand and a quill and begins to jot things down and then makes them vanish just as quickly. This is on record, as is this conversation. And so, any funny business will be watched carefully.
Mhm.
Is that
I feel
understood?
like all of us would just turn our eyes to. Sorry, Yofi, you gotta change your name to your characters.
Oh shit. Lyla.
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 I feel like all of us would turn our eyes to Lyla.
What? Why? Why the hell are you looking at me?
I trust Miss Lyla more than anyone here.
Is that a mistake? We shall see.
Understood. Are the papers signed? Can you go now?
Well, yes.
Here we go.
Oh, excuse me, Captain Zinthiel.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go if we're looking for people who may or may not live in the city? Or be visiting the city? Is there like a place to find people?
No, there are quite a few attractions that people might visit. Very famous inns. Of course, the gondolas are always a draw for tourists. Our fireworks shows, evening, and our night markets are also quite the draw for many people across the vortex. You may have more luck asking around.
Awesome.
You leave that to me, sweetest.
Well,
Are we done now?
we are, clearly.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your
Time.
cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
And he vanishes in a column of light, as does the mouse.
Y'all have a
The
good
ships,
day.
however, do not disappear. They stay there, visible.
The mouse's column of light just as big as his, or was like a little column of light?
Actually bigger.
It was 2 feet tall, so unless these are like giant oysters that we're all lugging around, it's pretty big, but and so you are able to sail forward, mostly without a hitch. You sail towards a cloud, a swirling cloud with green lightning that flashes deep within it. The cloud has a sort of silver hue to it. And as you pass through it and out, the center of this is a huge city, tiered with various clockworks that spin slowly, gears where the different parts of the city are on. It's almost like looking at a flattened pocket watch as you begin to sail down towards it. The air is green as if there's about to be a storm, but the air seems calm, if a tiny bit humid. And you sail around this place, trying to find an open dock. There are many. The buildings are beautiful. They have a sort of red terracotta tile as the roof, a sort of ever so slightly yellowing plaster on top of the marble foundations and the cobble streets and flagstone streets and huge squares and almost palatial buildings at the center of this huge pocket watch, of which is several towers, probably the palace itself. You also see a variety of statues. Most of them are of a very large woman. She has a Swedish crown of braids, as well as 3 braids that go down her back. She's very fine robes on, and in front of her, she is holding what appears to be on a stick, a sort of half mask that just simply covers the eyes. As you all finally sail into port, the various people who you notice are mostly elves, mostly high elves and astral elves, some of which have their dancing lights or light up as they are navigating through certain sections of the dock. And the ship pulls in, and you are allowed to disembark to the city of Masque.
As we're getting off, I want to like find Leonidas or Toshiko and be like, "Hey, you guys might want to get like a lead-lined box or something. I don't know if you know much about magic, but like little magic mice running around will have a harder time finding all of your contraband if you put it inside of lead."
Like I said, we are not used to being searched as thoroughly as that. Paying the right
Clearly.
people, turning over the right paperwork tends to make people look the other direction.
All right, you're the expert. And I will get off the boat. How long
Now,
are we?
what-
How long are we expected to be here?
About 2 days.
All right,
So you
we're
might
need
want to
some
find an
lodging.
inn.
One of y'all
Unfortunately,
better
I
help
don't.
me
My
find
family
someplace
doesn't own
to
one
stay.
here, so we will have to pay for it this time.
I
Uh,
might know someone if she's in town.
All
Mhm.
right.
Well,
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you have a way of contacting this
Chauncey's gonna
someone?
pull out the letter that his eldest sister sent him
Mhm.
a couple like how many sessions ago was that, Spencer?
oh gosh, that was a
It was a
while.
few. It was a few. It was like session 3 or 4 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. He's like,
Um,
my eldest sister Beulah, she just got married a few months ago and she was in Masque then. She might still be here with her wife.
Any
Cool.
idea where she
Um,
might be hiding?
Does the letter I can't remember, Spencer. I don't remember this letter. at
The
all.
letter does not say anything about like where specifically she might be lodging, just that she was visiting the city of Masque. She finally got married to the woman of her dreams, and she couldn't wait to hear about how you and I forgot your ex-boyfriend's name.
Del.
Delmas were doing. which of course she was away for a long time and only had limited correspondence, so it's understandable that she wouldn't know that you had broken up.
Well, I mean, she also might not be in town anymore either. Can't hurt to ask around though, right?
Yeah. Anybody? Can anybody cast sending or something to
I
find her?
can.
I mean,
Chauncey could probably help with that, giving me a few more
Can I
details,
just, like-
maybe.
it's your sister Beulah, right?
Give a likeness. Give
Yeah,
me some.
Can I just like conjure a minor illusion of Beulah in my hand?
I will say you all did see a painting with Beulah in it, which would be evident once Jed conjures that image of
Okay.
Beulah, that it's like, oh, right, that's who that is.
So this is a person I've never
There's-
met.
There's like a
but
photograph
I could
picture thing that she
try.
sent.
Oh yeah,
him.
there's a photo of her wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could try.
Well, it's not a photo of her wedding. It is a drawing that was clearly done by a street artist of her and who is definitely who is her wife. But it
Current
was just like a street drawing current wife.
Beulah's a
Current.
player, a womanizer,
Future ex-wife.
Yeah, but it was clearly like a street drawing where she and Pasha, who you would remember she named, were just like drawn on the street by a street artist that they probably paid just to have like a romantic image to send to you.
It's like one of those drawings you get on a boardwalk.
Well, is it,
Yeah,
is it a
except
good
not
enough
like
drawing
not a
for-
caricature.
Chauncey,
It's not a
what's your
caricature. It's
sister's
actually a
name again?
detailed drawing.
Her name's
Beulah.
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 Og.
Yeah.
Beulah.
You do
Oh,
not have a
God,
last
what a
name for
name.
Pasha, but you do have the name Pasha, and you do have a
Yeah.
likeness of her.
I did write that down. I guess I'll try sending.
Right,
So-
25 words.
So Beulah. Yep. Hold on.
I'll count. You speak.
Hey Beulah. Friend of Chauncey here. We're in Masque. Chauncey wants to meet you and Pasha. Where can we meet?
Cool, we got 5 words left.
Hi, thank you. Cool.
And you just hear, oh, well, we're staying at the Golden Gondolier. I'd love to see y'all.
Chauncey, she sounds lovely. Golden Gondolier.
Perfect. That it's got to be either a nice place or a place Lyla can get really drunk.
Or both. You never
Either
know.
way works
Right.
for me.
Rich people love getting drunk.
Mm.
Yeah. So you all
I
head
find their
through-
pockets are looser that way.
Right, and you were wondering why I side-eyed you?
No, I wasn't.
So can Velantrios try and do like a search for any indication of the lady he's trying to look for?
I will say that you can make a perception check. However, as you all are making your way out of the docks, there is kind of a very official looking lady. She carries a sort of long wand. She has her hair done up in a Swedish crown. She is not the woman from the statue, though. And she is wearing a jet black mask across her eyes as she comes up. It's burnished a little bit with gold, with some texturing. As she goes, "Welcome to Masque. Are you all staying in town?"
Yeah.
Looking for the golden what? The golden gondolier or
Gondolier.
something?
Golden
Gondolier.
Oh, what a lovely place to stay. However, in order to enter the city of Masque, you will need a mask. It is law. And I'm here to give you one. I am a professional masker. I am Francesca.
Right.
Have you got
okay.
anything?
Does it feel like she's bullshitting us right now, or is this
Yeah, like,
serious?
you
Looking
don't
around,
know.
if
You
I
can
look
make an
around-
insight check.
Why?
Sure, let's do an insight
Is
check.
everybody around us wearing a mask?
Yeah, that's what
I will say there is a very large portion of the population that's wearing a mask. It's generally people who don't look like they live and work at the port that you're currently walking through.
19.
15.
I'll say, Shaw, you get the sense that she is not bullshitting you. For some odd reason, this just a quirky little law that they have in Masque that everybody has to wear a mask to enter the city proper.
All right, like,
Can I
ask why?
put a mask on real quick?
Well, it is the decree of our leader. She believes that masks show our true selves in ways that our bare face cannot.
That's probably the dumbest fucking thing I've heard in my entire.
I
All
feel
right,
like
I'll
that's
take
the
it.
opposite. I feel like that's the opposite of what a mask does.
This coming from you, Jedidiah.
Listen
Yeah,
to the
that's
I wear
fair.
masks all the
I was
fucking
about to say
time.
he spends his
You
whole
lie.
life wearing a mask to hide who he is.
Listen, children, to the wisdom of a woman your elder, and accept her gift.
Speaking of, how old are you?
Whoa.
We were not speaking of it, my dearling.
Even I know that that's rude.
Demetrius, you're gonna ask
Well, I
such
was raised in
questions.
the
29.
well, Velantrios was raised in the woods, so excuse him.
As Francesca just stands there, kind of
certainly
slightly
will not.
wide-eyed and bemused, keeping a professional smile on her face that's slowly getting tighter and tighter as she's just standing there with her wand.
Do you
What are your
have
mask
options?
Unfortunately, no. It is via the magic of the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Who would like
I'm
to
really
go
curious.
first?
I'll go first.
So she just reaches out and taps you on the forehead, and you feel a light breeze on your face. However, you don't see what forms. The rest of you watch as a mask. It's a true half mask going over the nose up to the forehead that is black, forms on Shaw's face. It is shaped like a cat face, a sort of cat mask with cat ears on top of it, along with two black wing portions that seem to go to the side of the of the face. And that is the mask that you receive.
Bravo.
Amazing.
I speak into your head, Shaw. I'm like, can you take it off?
If I grab, is it there?
You watch as he grabs at it, and it's almost like he's like intentionally not grabbing it. It's very strange to watch. You don't feel
Ooh,
a
I
mask
hate
on your
that.
face.
Nope.
I would love to push
Yeah, you just hear
Jedidiah
it.
forward.
Just do it back in the head. Just nope.
They will vanish once you leave the city.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
All right, who's next?
Who wants to go next?
Are you certain we can't provide our own?
No, it is against the law.
Wouldn't want to go breaking any laws now, would we, boys?
Just do it, Miss Lyla. It's cute.
Go on, then.
All right. And she reaches out and she taps you on the forehead, and you feel the soft breeze on your face. You will watch as, once again, similar to Shaw, it is a half mask that is white with nothing else on it.
Miss Lyla, yours is kind of.
Blank.
This doesn't
Oh,
really match your personality at
um,
all.
And let's try that again. And she waves her wand and taps you on the forehead. Same mask forms.
It's fine. I suppose it'll do.
I think your
Um,
magic wand is broken.
This does not
What's
normally
wrong with
happen.
that?
Does anyone have a mirror for Lyla? Miss Lyla, pull out your mirror.
Who cares?
I doubt Lyla wouldn't have a mirror.
Well, I just thought it would be really cute, and it's just not you, Miss Lyla.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, she definitely has a mirror in her bag.
Yeah, and you pull it out, and yeah, it is literally half mask over the nose, up across the forehead, pure white, no ornamentation.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Just
What
touch
does
the
that
mirror.
say about you?
Well, I will say, right before you tuck your mirror away, you watch as your reflection kind of shifts in a way that reflections wouldn't shift. And you see one eye go red, one eye go gold, as you
And,
hear in your
oh.
mind, well, I guess she was right about what she said about masks. Before the mirror goes back in the purse.
Mhm. Who's next?
I would love to see Chauncey's mask.
Go, Chauncey.
No, one of you two go. I'm good.
I'm good.
So that Velantrios just rolls his eyes before he pushes Jedidiah forward.
Really? Wow.
Wow. After the encounter y'all had? Oh my god.
All right. This isn't a spell she's casting, is it? It's an item she's using.
We'll say yes. It's not a specific spell.
Okay.
I hesitate to say that it's a magic item. It seems more of a like almost a layer effect.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, I get that.
then I can't fuck with it too much if it's not a spell.
No, you can't.
I'll sit here and take it. What do I get? What's
So
my
she
Yeah,
taps
what's my
you on the
Patronus?
forehead.
What's your
and you
Patronus?
watch the mask that forms only covers around the eyes. It is white with a lot of white feathers sticking off of it, but the feathers are a little disheveled. And dangling off of the bottom on each side are three beaded strands with large teardrop shaped gems on the bottom of it that are red, along with some of the feathers having some red tips to them.
Velantrios
Did my
says,
mask call me a sad boy? Go right.
Velantrios says, wow,
Well,
that's
then why in the hell I couldn't get something with jewels on it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I
Velantrios
tried.
says
Uh-huh.
that it's actually kind of beautiful.
Not gonna lie, it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Thank you,
This is cute.
Velantrios. I hope yours is well worse than Lila's.
Okay, Velantrios is just gonna step forward, I guess.
She taps you on the forehead, and forming is another mask that only covers the face, but it is emerald green, covered with emerald green flowers, burnished with gold. But those of you with a higher passive perception may notice there are spots on the mask underneath the leaves that are sort of a almost reddish color.
What do you guys think? I can't really see it myself.
It's really pretty.
You want to take a look?
Sure.
Like holds up the thing. I think I do actually have a hand mirror in my inventory. As
I
it
would
were.
not be
You
surprised.
have to. If you
Right?
don't, you should add one, honestly.
I'm 100% certain I do.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty expected, actually. I mean, aside from, all the fanciness.
I feel like this was oversold.
As I'm just like over here enjoying the fuck out of this.
Yeah. Leaves this punch with his cat ears. Like,
Yeah.
Last but not least.
Chauncey's
Yes.
been like wringing the strap of his bag of holding as it's like, oh, these are magical, super weird masks that and he's like, I don't want to know what I'm like on the inside. But Lovey May steps forward.
Does
Lovey
Lovey
May.
May need a
Oh,
mask?
Constructs do not need masks. The magic does not work with them.
Oh, okay. And Chauncey's gonna just like he's gonna, I guess, walk forward eventually after that awkwardness, and he's just like, eh.
She reaches out and taps you on the forehead, and you get once again, a true half mask that as it forms, it's sort of a copper with a bit of a sort of ink patina to it. There's gears on it that are spinning.
Oh.
There's even some bits that are made of porcelain that look like they have the sort of, when you brush like some sort of ink over top of it and it seeps into the cracks, but there's still the white on it. But on one side, there is a vial that is attached to the side. that looks like it is about a fourth of the way full of a deep red crimson liquid, and there's constantly a drip, 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 drip going into it. But otherwise, it is a pretty just steampunk half mask.
Yay. Lyla?
That already went.
No, I mean Lyla, show him the mirror.
Oh.
Oh,
This
here.
is real complicated.
He's got hands here.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I would have put porcelain there, or what's up with he's looking at the dripping vial. He's like, I don't what? What? I
Look
don't
at mine, okay? You can't go questioning their creative choices.
I feel like Lyla is the most disappointed.
I'm like swinging my face like this and making the little things like fly around.
Well, you are all authorized to enter the city. Welcome to Masque. And she kind of gives a flick of her wand and a little twirl before she motions towards a flight of stairs that go up to what appears to be maybe a park of some kind. Oh, I'm Francesca.
We really should have seen this coming.
It is a city called Masque.
I like it. It's like we're going to a party.
It looks like y'all are going to a party. It looks like I'm going to a funeral.
It looks like you're going
A
to
very mysterious funeral.
it's a little odd.
Illuminati funeral.
Yeah, once we're a little distance away from Francesca, I'm like, yeah, Chauncey, when you get a minute, you should definitely identify these suckers.
I'm just imagining everyone would be looking at Lyla because her mask would be so unique.
Yeah, looking around is like, are there a lot of boring masks, plain masks, or are they all
close to it? A lot of them are not so plain as to just be one color or specifically white. There are a lot of white masks that are nearly plain, but as you get closer, you notice there's a little bit of beading on there, a little bit of gold brushed on, a little bit of
D&D anime protagonists with tragic backstories. So.
Yeah, so you will see a lot of masks that are almost one color, that are almost just plain, with a little bit of lacing or a little bit of feathers or a little bit of flair here and there, maybe a spot of color, maybe it's half one color, half the other, but yeah, you are not seeing such extravagant masks as yours all the time. There are some that are extravagant. You definitely see one woman walking around who just has giant peacock feathers off the side of hers and 8 million colors shimmering iridescently on it.
Traumatized.
It's literally that.
It's like it's like that first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! When it's like, gee, I wonder who the main character is.
You do have those moments of wow, they're definitely adventurers, or they definitely do something interesting because their
at least it's
masks are so
it's a very easy indicator of who would be boring as fuck to talk to here.
Say about Lyla.
Maybe Miss Lyla is just too much. Maybe the magic just
it overwhelmed the system.
Yeah.
Chauncey's gonna ritual cast identify on Lila's mask, and it's there's a moment where he tries I can't put my glasses on over this thing. He just has to do a minor adjustment, so suddenly he's holding up a pair of opera glasses with adjustable goggles on them.
It's very fitting for the situation.
Identify actually doesn't land. It's not an object. There's nothing to target.
Correct. I will ritual class detect magic as we walk.
Chauncey,
these might radiate. They are entirely made of illusion magic.
All right. These appear to be some sort of illusion. Doesn't mean they can't have any other effects, but
I'm gonna reach out and just touch Lila's forehead and her face a little.
Well,
she lets you.
Do I touch mask or do I touch face?
Weirdly, you touch face, but it doesn't look like your hand goes through the illusion. It's very weird. It's a very weird
Like
Optical
the
illusion.
feeling doesn't line up with the visual.
Yeah, the feeling does not line up with the visual, which is fair. It's illusion magic. A lot of illusions do not hold up to physical inspection. That's not what they are. Illusions are bent light and shadows pulled from the Shadowfell, woven together into something to trick the eye. So it's not meant to have tactile qualities,
I
but
have
it
a
is
question.
alarming.
I have
Why
a
don't you-
question above board. Um,
Uh-huh.
I wonder, is there like a social system based on the masks?
I'm going to say you don't know.
Okay.
But everybody has to wear one. That is the law.
Eula wearing a mask in that little drawing she sent us?
Interestingly, no, she isn't.
Huh.
All right, well, let's go to the golden gondolier.
Gondola.
Gondolier. It is gondolier.
Gondolier.
As in
Oh,
the
gondolier.
rowers of
Fuck
the
you,
gondola.
Velantrios.
Yeah.
Why would
Don't
it be a
correct
golden
me.
gondolier and not a golden gondola?
No, Valencia, she definitely said gondolier. It's definitely.
Ah, I could not drink fast
You're
enough
being
all
forced
day.
to wear a mask in the city. Do you think things make sense here?
Forced.
Right.
This is fun.
For some people. Chauncey's like, I just have a nice reminder right next to my face about everything. Cool.
Right.
Cool.
You know,
I wonder if
Lyla
these
probably
masks-
like you get the idea that like Chauncey might notice because I guess like Lyla feels the same way about hers. Like she's obviously very dejected and she's totally playing it off as like it's boring, but that's not why she's upset.
I mean, Velantrios just tries to comfort Lyla for a chance for once, and he's like,
Wow.
think of it this way: maybe our masks are capable of changing.
No, I'm sus of Lyla. I want an insight check. I'm sus. I have reason to be sus now that I saw the name
I was about to
change
say,
on my
like,
arm.
this is
I rolled very
you-
badly.
you
It's
This
not
is
happening.
this is even for Shaw, this is getting borderline like something is up here.
I only got a 10 on insight.
Yeah, no, you don't really get anything off of Lyla.
Like,
Lila's
like
just
something's
upset.
up with Lyla.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that something is up, but it seems like she's just regular upset that she isn't
Yeah.
getting something special like everybody else is. Seems well within Lila's personality.
Yeah.
Y'all should have had bonding in the ship like we did.
Do what?
We should have been
Bonding
bonding in the ship
time.
like we did.
All right, I go to a random person. I'm like, hey, where's the golden gondolier? Can you point us there?
Oh, it will be that way. And this man who is wearing a two-tone mask that only covers the eyes just kind of points off in a direction. Just follow the street, you'll get there.
Wonderful. All right.
Velantrios, if you would like to finally make that perception check that you asked for earlier. Sorry, I had to stop it for plot reasons.
You're fine. Let's see. It is going to be a 22.
Boom, baby.
All right. So you see, as you're walking along, occasionally there's these places where there's signboards, like on the corners and things like that. There are a lot of posters for various different places. Do you speak Elvish?
I speak Sylvan.
So not Elvish.
No.
Okay. However, you do see what appears to be a wanted poster written in Elvish of
Oh, there we go.
the woman that you were looking for.
Does any of us speak Elvish?
I do.
Several.
I'm literally an elf, man.
It's hard to remember these
One
things
elf?
without a visual.
I know a
reminder.
few elves that don't speak Elvish.
You met Chauncey's elf dad.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Vlanders, what do you need help with?
Velantrios just pulls down the wanted poster and he goes up to, let's say, Shaw.
Yeah.
And he asks, hey, Shaw, could you read this for me, please?
What does it say?
It is definitely a wanted poster. it says just simply wanted, and then the picture of this woman, a red tiefling woman. She is wearing a mask in this one. It is sort of almost like one of those like Japanese devil masks with the huge tusks sticking out
So
and the
an
fangs
oni.
coming down.
Yeah.
Like an
No,
oni. Yeah, like an oni mask, except it's entirely just red. Like almost like there's no extra colors or anything. It's just red. It says, wanted, Lilith Russo dead for being a menace to society
Yeah.
and the dissolution of her Red Devil gang. And that's it. There is no reward. They're just like, kill this woman on sight.
And I'm assuming Shaw is going to tell Velantrios this.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it says wanted Lilith Russo, menace to society. Red Devil. Are you looking for jobs to do over here? I guess we could do something like this.
Sounds like we
It's
got
a little-
2 days to dissolve a gang then.
Yeah, I will say
Pushing,
another
like, this
important
little
thing is
speedy.
there is no reward. There's no reward. There's nowhere you can take anything. It's just they
Oh.
want her
What the
dead.
point is the wanted poster then? If there's
Yeah,
no
I mean,
reward
honestly,
for
it looks like a waste of our time, Velantrios. They're not even offering a reward.
It's it's fine. It's just a little something that I'm dealing with.
Hmm.
Can I insight
Can-
check this?
You can.
Can I have
Is
advantage on
Velantrios
this
trying to
one?
make an active deception check? Ooh.
Yeah, are you lying to me, Velantrios?
Sorry? There's the harness.
I will also say at this point, while Velantrios is kind of processing what this poster has said, at this point, while you all are kind of huddled around and pulling and kind of looking at the posters after you pull down the wanted poster, you actually see a portrait of Beulah.
No, hey.
And it says, listen to the magnificent stories of Beulah Og and Pasha Balut at the Golden Gondolier, 7 to 9 p.m. Admission
Chauncey,
fee
look,
of
your
2
sister's
gold.
a storyteller.
Damn it, that wasted my second little spell.
Well, you didn't know that, so I will say this poster is written in Elvish.
Okay, do
I
I
mean-
have to roll for deception?
Only if you want to. If not, we'll just have insight roll and see if it's high enough. Just assuming it's high enough.
So insight roll.
He rolled
Deception
insight.
for you.
Okay, deception.
Insight for who is it?
For Shaw.
Shaw?
Wait, are you lying to me? Is the question.
It's less lying, more
Just
deflecting.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it would
Yeah.
still be deception because you are trying to sidestep the issue. So it's sussing out. It's more of a lie by omission rather than an outright.
I'll give you
Falsehood.
advantage with the help action.
Yeah,
I'll-
I
I'll
don't know
say
why.
something
Wait,
like,
I would have advantage because if he's lying. Well, I would
I
have
don't
advantage
know
on knowing
why,
if he's
but
lying
for
at least.
some reason- For some reason, I'm rolling really high.
That was a really high roll, yeah.
So it was a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay. And on insight?
Horrible.
Okay. So it's just something he's
Oh,
dealing
God.
with. It's fine.
Yeah. That was rough.
And then I sidestepped to Jedidiah, and I'll just slap it against his chest.
The
I
poster.
speak into your head.
Are you doing this like
Very
obviously
subtle.
in front of everyone? It's just like you literally walk from me to like
Truly a master of deception over here.
Listen, he is not used to being around people, okay?
I think your plan of tricking her is going to work even
Detect
better now
thoughts.
that we know she's a
Detect
gang
thoughts.
leader.
I want to detect thoughts right now, Velantrios. What is going on?
You know you can't get me, but you can get him.
I know I can't get you. I've tried twice.
Okay,
The
what
never-ending
do I have
detect
to roll?
thoughts fight.
Oh, God.
But we can see you casting that. You don't have subtle spell.
I don't
Right,
care.
yeah.
Y'all are having like a weird fight thing. I don't I don't know how much you're paying
I see
attention
you
to
like
me.
doing magic with your hands, speaking in conditions. I'm like,
You
can I help you, Sean?
You probably know exactly what it is,
Yeah, I'm
too.
like, I know what
honestly.
spell that is, bitch. I cast that one all the time.
Could say you're addicted.
Sure. All right. This is clearly something we're gonna have to address pretty soon due to your just so subtle body language here, Velantrios. But why don't
Gentlemen,
we go to the Golden Gondolier first and get our
thank you
lodging
for the
taken care
love
of?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe
fine.
do this over drinks.
I'll drop it for now, I guess.
Perhaps a song, maybe a nap.
All right. So you all continue down the causeway, cobblestone and flagstone street, surrounded by the beautiful, almost Venetian buildings, walking over bridges as you look down and see these surprisingly mechanical looking gondoliers rolling down these sorts of channels. You notice as you begin to walk a lot more that there are actually not just elves around here, but there are automata. They're not of Corrigan's design, of course, but they are people shaped, that are kind of walking around. Some of them are incredibly short, and others are kind of a little bit on the taller side, clearly being two completely different models for completely different things. Um, but they seem to be milling through the street as well for some unknown purpose. But you manage to make your way to the Golden Gondolier. It looks like a 3-story tavern inn, um, a very quaint looking place. And
Yeah, I think that'll do.
as you enter, you see manning it is an elven woman who has a black mask that appears to have swirling designs that have been burnished with gold. As she's kind of sitting cleaning a stein, and you watch as there's some other elves with other masks kind of arranging chairs in a large area where there is a stage. The stage at the moment is empty, but they are moving the chairs into position for a show. They're moving tables to the back and reducing them from 4 chairs to 2 chairs as they push it up against the wall, clearly for seating for those who wish to have a meal at the same time. But
I
this
looked
seems to
head right
be
up into the stage business. Like she wants to know what the show is about, what's going down, like what are they doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna mention to Chauncey, I never knew Beulah to be so performative.
Chauncey's just gonna like kind of look at things are still weird, obviously. Like
Yeah.
he's done bare minimum conversation with Jed for a few days. He
Mhm.
literally bought diamonds and shoved them at him because Jed was talking about I could bring people back from the dead with diamonds now. When typically he's just gonna be like, you only met Beulah like twice. You don't know her.
It was more than that, wasn't it? I guess I wouldn't really know for sure. Would I?
Ooh, shit.
I'm gonna walk off.
Chauncey's gonna walk off in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
You watch as they kind of come together, have a little bit of a tiff, and then just turn around and walk in opposite directions.
But Lyla definitely notices that from like across the room where she's fucking about the stage. She's like, oh fuck, here we go again. She's gonna go back up to the bar, order some beers.
Yeah. So as you are kind of searching around, Lyla, you said you were near the stage.
I said I was gonna go up to the bar then, actually, and order some ales. But yeah, probably go back there after I order a tankard.
All right. So yeah, you see this elven woman kind of messing with some steins. Is she? Hello, how can I help you?
3, please, I think.
Wonderful.
All for you.
That will be
No.
1 gold. And she starts pouring.
Thank
Ale,
you.
was it?
Whatever you got that's strong enough.
All right.
Oh,
And
I
she
almost
starts
just gave myself
pouring.
damage instead of taking gold out.
Uh-oh.
We should
Don't
allow
want to
that
do
mechanic.
Can I
That's not a great
trade
mechanic.
HP for alcohol?
I need like 20 cents.
Not at this bar.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Whatever her name was.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. There
Svetlana.
was a bar you
Yeah.
could do that.
That was in the old campaign.
I forgot about that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, so yeah, she's just gonna order the ales, and she ordered 3, hoping to give one to Chauncey and one to Jed, like seeing what just happened.
Hmm.
Also knowing that if they don't take them, she's just gonna drink them.
Okay. So yeah, and she kind of hands you the stein.
Like go to one side and hit him. Like okay, it's good.
We're definitely just like both sulking on opposite sides of the room
Yeah.
right now.
Go to the other side and hit that one. Like it's good. Little consoling,
dwarves.
little bit of booze. Here you go.
Mhm. Yeah. So I'll say at this point, unless you're asking about anything specifically like on the stage or
No,
anything
just
like that.
maybe like saddled up, like real raunchy style with my dress hiked up backwards on a chair, like just kind of chin on the back of it, checking out what's going on.
Yeah. And you just kind of sit there for a little bit as the elves finish up arranging the furniture. They glance at you, and unless you ask them a question directly, they kind of just back off. And
Could you let Beulah know that Chauncey's here?
who are you speaking with?
One of the elves who's getting
Okay.
shit set up. He presumes that he works there.
Oh, yes. Give me just a moment. And he walks off. It's definitely a couple of minutes before Beulah comes down. And of course you all recognize Beulah. If you'd like to describe Beulah a little bit, Chauncey.
So Beulah is Chauncey's eldest sister. She is not a Dhampir, unlike the rest of her siblings. She is just a half-elf. She is the only child that Mom had when she was still a human. So as such, she looks older than the rest of her family, including her parents at this point, because she's not aging as slow as the rest of them. She looks probably in her late 40s, maybe early 50s, but good for that age range. Though she's actually, I think, in her 90s, technically, or 80s or 90s. So yeah.
You could say she's the white sheep in the family.
Actually, unlike Chauncey, Winifred, and Silas all have their mom's dark hair. She has their dad's like high elven silver hair as a half elf. So she is like literally the white sheep of the family.
White sheep of the family.
Yeah.
So there's like skeletal similarities between her and Chauncey.
Yeah,
like
you can recognize that they are related.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see that they are related. She comes down, she's basically wearing almost like an Indiana Jones outfit. She has a whip at her side as well as a pistol. She's wearing these sort of riding pants and boots and a sort of shirt that's a little bit unbuttoned at the top with a collar. It's all messy as she comes down with a wide-brimmed hat. Well, howdy there, Chauncey. I never thought I'd see you out here.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to be on the stage. Winnie's rubbing off on you. And he's just going to obviously hug her.
Of course, and she hugs you back. Oh, I know. Well, I wanted to make a little bit of money somehow, and not every single adventure I go on pays a lot of money, and especially because I still have to take my honeymoon. Trying to pay that off. Oh, of course. She should be down at any moment. And at this, you do see the familiar woman with the sort of curly jet black hair underneath a sort of hat on her head, a sort of cylindrical hat with a lot of beading. She also has a veil over her face, and she has these billowy white robes. She definitely has a darker skin tone, as the drawing would have shown. And she comes up and it's weird because she very clearly approaches you confidently but slowly with her arms out. Oh, you must be Chauncey. I have heard so much about you. Yep, she's a hugger. Just to let you know. And that's when she like closes it. It's weird. She's slow but confident. She's not scared. She's
It's a
just
slow hugger.
It's a slow build. It's coming
Yes.
in and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
He's just gripping his sister's arm. He's like, why is she hugging me?
It is so lovely to meet you. Oh, how wonderful.
Oh, nice. Welcome to the fair. He's patting her back, head over her shoulder, turning to look at the party like,
She does let go as she, kind of pulls back. I've heard so much about you. I can't wait to meet you. You brought friends?
When she gets her chance, Lila's just gonna run right on up to Beulah like this. All of this, and she's touching like the hats, the whip, the all of your stuff. I love everything you got, and you. Oh my God, you are gorgeous. You must be Pasha. Hi, I'm Lyla Devane.
Hello. And she once again goes in for her weird slow hug.
She's gonna do it. Just go right in for it. Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful to meet you. Oh, where are the rest of your friends?
there's Velantrios, the leaves.
Hi.
That's
She
Shawthorn.
also goes in with each of you. She goes in for her weird slow hug.
I miss Beulah. I was in your head earlier.
Oh,
Okay.
I see. I guess you were the one that sent the sending spell. Do you not have sending, Chauncey?
I'm not a wizard like Dad, Beulah.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting. I think everybody has sending.
Oh, and you remembered Jed, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Pleasure.
Damn.
Well, dance with the devil, I guess. Well, I'm so happy to see you all here.
Yeah.
Um,
Nothing to unpack there.
As far as Jed knows, he and Beulah never had beef, so he's like, oh, Chauncey's been shit talking. All right,
Right, like
Tension.
yeah, right. Drama.
well,
Wait,
I'm
where's
assuming.
Roger's thunder thing?
Well, I'm assuming you're here to see the show at least, or I'm also assuming you're here for a while.
Just 2
We
days.
would not miss it.
Well, that is lovely to hear. Actually, I hope you don't mind. I have enough. I mean, not enough for my honeymoon, but I can spare a few gold for you to stay here for your 2 days.
Beulah, no, I wanted to see you. I haven't seen you in a year or two. Here, I'll cover. How much gold is it a night to get a room?
It's about I think it's about 5 gold a person a night.
Okay, and
That's fine. Don't worry yourself about it, sweeties.
Only if you're sure.
yeah, I surprisingly, Drake's Ridge has been rather fruitful.
Oh, you're going to have to tell me all about that. I also noticed a distinct lack of another person who I was expecting to be here.
Oh yeah, that.
A certain and she kind of nudges you, Triton friend of yours.
Oh, Del,
Oh.
that's
So what are these shows of yours like exactly?
I totally forgot to get my dice. I'm going to lean off camera to grab my dice because she's going to make an insight check.
This whole time, Jed is just shooting daggers at Chauncey.
Yeah, really. Shit, I should have got more ale.
Is she kind of? Did something happen? Something happen that I didn't know about?
we're not together anymore.
Oh,
I'll tell you about it later, okay? And
all right. If I need to go give him the business end of my whip, I will.
Oh, I like her.
I'm sure you do.
Well, I have some time to go prepare for my show that I'm sure you all will be very happy to watch. Um, so I'll have to step out. Of course, Pasha's going to have to step out too. She's also part of the show. Um, but if you don't mind, I am going to get around on the house for y'all. Uh, I'm
Oh,
so
no, I
happy to see
certainly
you
wouldn't mind that.
and to see you with more friends that seem mostly uh on the up and up. Um, I just I'm just happy to have you with me.
And we're so happy to be here. Isn't that right, Jet?
Oh, am I part of this?
I guess so.
I wasn't
Nudge,
sure.
nudge.
Chauncey was like, Beulah, stop it.
With such a warm welcome I had, I wasn't sure I was involved in all of this
Okay, you
heartwarming
said something about a round,
conversation.
I think. What you said.
Yes, a nice round of the finest ale here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, it'll be on the house.
Yeah. What was her name? Cinda or something?
You didn't actually ask her name. Her
No, I
name
didn't.
is Allegra Morelli.
I was so close.
Like the allergy medication.
Surprisingly, yes.
Actually, I went to elementary school with a girl named Allegra, like in my class, while I was on that medication, and
Good.
it was totally a thing.
Yeah. She definitely pours some of the finest ale, and you all get a stein. Well, of course, I wouldn't have my family and friends sitting in some old dusty chair in the middle of the floor. So, if you don't mind, I do have nice to set up over here, a table that you can watch from over the railing. Hopefully, the railing won't be too much in your view, but get a nice table.
Oh no, that should be fine.
All right. Well, you all can sit here. I think it's about maybe 35 minutes until my show starts.
Oh.
And she kind of looks, and there are people starting to come in, and they're starting to sit down in the chairs. Oh, looks like show's almost going to start. Well, I will see you all after the show then.
You
And she
are too
kind of,
kind, Beulah.
well, it's the least I can do. And she takes Pasha's hand and leads her off to a sort of area in another room in the back. And that is actually where we are going to end this week's episode. So see you all next week, where we finally get to see Pasha and Beulah's show.